We are so excited for what's going on right now. So excited. I didn't sleep at all last night. I was so excited. Both things are true, just so you know. We wanted to get on today just to kind of kick off our kickoff, right? Because Monday, Isagenix, we are starting our 90-day action plan officially. And we wanted to kick it off as a group and explain a few things that we're really excited about. Barb should be joining us here in a few minutes. And I know that she has some great things to share. There she is. There's the beautiful Barb. So, just getting ready for prep week. I know we've been doing a lot of stuff. Who has done a 90-day plan before with Isagenix? Raise your hand if you've ever done a 90-day plan. Okay, cool. Oh, Danny, you're screen sharing, babe. Let's see. I think I can actually turn that off. Danny, if you go to where it says screen share, you're going to close that. On the very, very top. There we go. Luckily, there's nothing confidential on your screen. Okay. So, there's Danny. Everybody say good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think he slept really good, so we're good to go now. All right, between the two of us, we got a full night's sleep. All right, so this week, for those of you that are new to the 90-day plan, this week was prep week, and that just simply meant just getting kind of your life in gear, talking to your family about what's going on. Who had a conversation with their family about what the next 90 days looks like? Anybody want to share what that looked like, how that went?
I will.
Awesome.
It didn't go very well.
Who was a little nervous about what was coming up?
Well, I have 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. It's taking the load with so I have a 15 and a 14 and an almost 13-year-old, and they don't like the idea of taking the weight with the 8 and 6-year-old. Mm-hmm. I work pretty much full-time outside of the house. I'm a single mom. And so, I mean, they like that I'm an Isagenix. And I said I'm going for the reset. So they're ecstatic. Anyway, it's kind of mixed feelings.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. And what I love about it is that you had a real and honest conversation with them, obviously, because they understand that's going to entail mom being, sacrificing a little bit, and that means them sacrificing a little bit. What I love about that is that it teaches our families so much about just goals and being driven and sticking to something and sacrifice, which is important for us all to understand and learn. And it's just being real and honest. So I love that. We were having a health meeting this week with a bunch of girls that have, 100 plus pounds to lose. And it was an incredible meeting. It was really emotional, really bonding. And one of the things we talked about was just simply the journey that it is, like the emotional journey that it is, and that every day is not great. And that, you have to learn so much as you grow in this journey, right? It's like each plateau is something totally new that you have to deal with and learn. So that's what we're doing. And through this group and through, the culture and the family of Isagenix, you're going to get the support you need. And we love our single mamas. We're here to support you and take care of you. We've got a lot here on this team. Nicole, Nicole's doing a little dance.
I can't see you, Nicole, but awesome.
So we'll be here to support you. Barb, now that you're on, do you want to share some thoughts and feelings going into this? I thought she was here.
Did you say me?
Yeah, the deer like to steal her phone and internet and.
Okay. Annie and I had talked about talking to her kids because it's real important to get your family on board, because you need to be in a zone when you're doing this. And if you're really going to do it right, you need to have everybody on board. And so Annie and I have talked a little bit about the older ones and what they need to do and how to get their support by giving them incentives along the way. And it is difficult because it does take your time away from your kids, but it also gives you a more intense focus on them so that the time that you're spending with them is really quality time. You really have to use a planner during this time and book your work time. It's really, really important because you've got to get those calls and connections in.
Yeah, I think one of the things as far as getting our family involved and kind of on board is, and I forget who talked about it in YKO, they do every time that they set a goal, they talk to their family and say, what do you want, with the kids? And they say, we're trying to hit this, this is our goal. When we hit it, what do you kids want to do to celebrate that? And so it's really a family thing. And when the kids understand that they're involved in the decision-making process, we had a discussion with our kids, even though they're not that old, and we talked about sacrifice and what that means for our family. And when mom and dad are on the phone, you guys need to be quiet and you need to let us get our work done. And then when we hit our next goal, we'll do a family activity of some kind, or just whatever that looks like for your individual family, but make sure that they understand this is not something you're doing for you, it's something that you're doing for everybody. Yeah,
I love that. And that's what we're doing. We're doing this for everybody. So, this week you were supposed to post your goals in the pro page so that we can all support you in your goals. But for just a few minutes, we want to talk about, I know Barb has some thoughts here, and if anybody else wants to share, we'd love to hear your feedback. But we wanted to talk for a few minutes about what your goals are going to, what kind of work it's going to take to reach those goals. And we have a really exciting idea that we're going to run with because we just feel like it is inspired. We've done similar things in the past. We feel like this is an improvement. We asked you guys this week to get accountability partners. Anybody got an accountability partner? All right, good. I'm seeing some hands up. Okay, well, when we were talking, we realized that because of personality differences, sometimes people, they run, they're competitive, they're excited, and it doesn't matter what is in their way, they're going for it, right? Whereas other people, they are excited, but when they don't hit their hands immediately, or when somebody else is doing better than them, they immediately start shutting down, right? Like, I'm a failure, I'm not doing good. And that's something that first and foremost we've got to work through, because it's just not true, it's a lie, but we need to work through that. But going with it, we want to create some accountability groups, but you guys are going to decide which group you're in. And basically what we're going to do is assign according to goals, all right? I'm going to mute that real quick. Okay, so I want you guys to look at your month, all right? Just reflect here for a second with me. What is your monthly income goal with Isagenix? How much money would you like to be earning each month in Isagenix, by, let's say, by celebration, which is, this challenge is obviously leading into celebration, okay? So what is that goal? All right, this challenge obviously ends before celebration, but that is our goal, right? That's our long-term celebration goal. And we're going to put you in groups according to the income that you're hoping to reach. And we're going to talk about what work is going to be involved in reaching that goal, that specific goal. So, if you guys can do it in the chat right now if you want. If you already know what your goal is, type it in the box, okay? And I want this to be a realistic goal that you know you can attain, but that you're a little bit scared of. It's going to take some work, you know it.
This is really important, y'all, because if you write it down, you can see it. If you can write it down, you can visualize, you can begin to visualize it and focus on it. And what we focus on, we will believe.
Right.
I'm sorry, I thought I was muted earlier and I was making all kinds of noise, so I apologize.
That's okay. We take care of that kind of stuff.
I had to feed the dogs.
All right. So, so what we're going to talk about here is some people have, their goal is $500 a month, right? $500 a month. Some people, their goal is $1,000 or $2,000. Obviously we have over that, 5 to 10 plus. All right. We want you to be in a group that you feel comfortable with. That's going to push you. That's going to give you the right kind of energy, and that we're asking the right kind of work from. Does this make sense? Right? Because somebody who wants to get their products paid for is going to be working a whole lot differently than somebody who wants to make $5,000 a month. All right. The workload is going to be completely different. All right. Now, we know with Isagenix, if we follow the same exact path, we can all get to different goals following the same exact path. But there is some requirements as far as effort. Okay, we're on the same page here? Okay, good. All right, and we're hoping that through this, your accountability group, you'll gain more energy and support and excitement. Good morning, Kenya. A little distracted by somebody who just looks so snugly in their bed right now. How much do you want to make a month, Kenya? Get that head off the pillow.
I would like to make $25,000 a month so I can hit 6 figures in time for a celebration and I actually want to take 10 people from my personally enrolled team to meet with Celebration so they can get belief, so their belief can be like mine. My belief is 140% right now, and I want to keep it that way. And I know that that's going to happen from helping other people.
Beautiful. Well, we know that taking people to events is really where it begins. And we have a fun incentive that Barb's going to talk about. We discussed this long and hard because Isagenix provides all the incentives in the world, right? We don't need to offer a lot of incentives in different teams and within Isagenix because Isagenix is paying us, right? When you look at other companies and they're like, oh, I just got this or I just got this, we get to say, I just made this, right? This is my monthly income, right? And that's what's exciting. But Barb, would you go ahead and share what we're going to be doing each month during this challenge?
Yeah, we tossed a lot of ideas around, but we decided the best incentive was to get you guys a ticket to Celebration. So for every month during the 90-day action plan, whoever our top sponsor is will get a ticket to Celebration. Okay? So there's some motivation for you right there. So if you can afford your ticket, then you can afford to enroll people. Okay, so that's the whole key.
That's right. Exactly. If you can't afford your ticket, then you can't afford not to enroll people. People will pay for your Celebration ticket.
But the thing is, Tricia, we really have to, because we're putting up goals that are audacious, that people work 90 hours a week and they don't make $1,000 a month. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I think it's important to actually say that we have to work harder than we ever would for any employer for ourselves, because that's what it's going to require for us to meet these goals. But more than anything, we have to be okay with telling people this is hard, but you can do it if you set your mind. It's like I said in the text message, get a laser focus. I've had a laser focus for 5 days, and it's been the best 5 days I've ever had. And that's because my belief shift in the product happened immediately after NYKO. I got a little double chin right there. What is that? Oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to go mute.
Such a nerd. Oh, Kenya. The journey of Isagenix has been such an incredible experience, and we've learned so much along the way. And one of the things that Kenya just touched on that we all need to really reflect about is just the simple fact. I mean, if you've been to a University in Action, you know what I'm talking about. David Wood just hits this over and over and over again. But it's just the fact that we have to pay respect to this industry. It's the highest paid industry in the world, right? And if you look at other industries, doctors, lawyers, even anybody with a master's, I mean, anybody, teachers, it doesn't matter. If you look at the different industries in the world, people sacrifice a lot of time, years, and a lot of money to get degrees in their industries, to be qualified to do the job, right? Hours and hours. Everybody here knows, I mean, you probably all have a little bit of student debt sitting around still. Majority of this group, right? So we all understand that. And yet in network marketing, for some reason, people buy their products, and if they don't get paid that first month, they quit, right? Without learning anything, without going through the hustle of learning and growth and sacrifice. They just expect to earn money, and yet it's the highest paid industry in the world. So that is just something you have to just take in and realize. Like, if you want to be successful in Isagenix, Kenya's right. It's not easy, but like we know, it is very, very simple. It's not easy. It's very simple. The hardest part of network marketing is that there's not somebody over your head going, work, work, work. Put the time clock in, you know, check in, check out. You're fired if you don't do this. Right? There's nobody doing that for you. It's you. It's only you. So what that means is that you're responsible for your failure, and you are responsible for your success. I personally love that. It's stressful because it's all on me, but I love that, right? So, you know, we're going to have accountability groups to kind of provide a little bit of that push, but I just want you to realize that right now. You know, just recognize it right now. It's going to take a lot of work for the next 90 days to reach your goals. And if you're not reaching your goals, there's a reason. And I know that deep down, you know why you're not reaching those goals. And you can't blame anybody else. All right? Now that was a little bit of tough love. Let's have some fun here, okay? We also know that this works. We're going to be meeting a lot of people over the next 90 days. You're going to be having a lot of conversations, making a lot of friends. You know, I talk to a group of girls, you know, every day. We meet once a week, and they understand that this is supposed to be fun. Who has fun doing Isagenix? I mean, let me know. You tell me. I know that I'm having fun, right? Even as sick as I am, I'm still having fun when I'm working, right? Isagenix is supposed to be fun, and if you're not having fun, then you're probably doing it wrong. Okay?
I wasn't having fun at first. But
Lisa?
I'm having fun now.
Wonderful. What changed?
I think that my confidence helped me to not feel like a complete idiot. Because I used to just always feel guilty or stupid. And gaining some confidence by, I guess, failing forward. You know, go ahead. I mean, I did my best, and if I messed up, I messed up. And I think I learned from those things, and now, I mean, I get excited when I help someone out, and when someone says no or wait or whatever, I'm just like, that's normal, and I don't take it personally.
Beautiful. Wonderful. So who else has had a lot of fun in Isagenix? Anybody want to share what that looks like? Why it's fun? Alyssa? You're not nursing right now, are you? Look at that baby. I'm so jealous. Okay, Alyssa.
I wasn't really prepared to share why I have fun. I can't really think of it at the moment, but let me go with that. I have mommy brain. Okay. So, there's my husband. Why do we have fun in Isagenix, honey?
Why do we have fun in Isagenix?
Yeah, because he's funny. That makes it fun.
That's true.
No, but really, when I think what makes it fun is when I focus on why I love it, like, and not even just like fun, I'm out playing fun, but fun even going through the hard conversations with people. It's enjoyable when I'm focused on other people, and when I remember where I came from, just having a baby, it's not that hard to remember because it feels like where I came from 3 years ago. So when I focus on other people and not like why I need that next sale or why I need those cycles or the stress I feel financially or anything like that, that is what kills the joy of doing this business. You know, so focusing on other people and getting out and doing things with people. In the beginning, when we first started this, we were together all the time as a team and like all the time, like weekly. And that was really fun. It was a lot, but it was really fun. It was really fun to be around people. For me, I enjoy the actual, like, being in the same room as people, and even Zoom is nice, but like just the energy you get and the exchange of energy from when you're meeting as a group and you're together. So that's what makes it fun for me.
I think for an example, like this morning, I don't know what was the matter with me. I was all hyped up going into the gym, so I was doing a lot of smack talking with everybody. I work out really early, so there's only a handful of people in there, so I was just smack talking everybody. Well, as a result, someone wanted to meet with me afterwards. So, you know, it's just fun when you can get everybody going and you get them all hyped up and they're feeling your energy, and then that gives you even more energy. So, you know, you just fill the room. So that's the fun part. And giving back to people so that they can feel so much better. I can't think of anything better.
Yes, I love it. So the most fun for me is it goes along with Barb and Alyssa, just meeting people and realizing that our job consists of filling our social calendar, right? That is our job, is just living life, getting outside. I know a lot of you get scared when I say the words getting outside because you'd rather just be in your home hiding in front of a computer, right? But, you know, great connections are made on social media and through your computer and through your phone. But getting outside and seeing those people is what makes this whole thing fun. And I'll tell you, and I hope that some of you relate, even with being as sick as I've been feeling, every time I have an appointment to go see somebody or to go talk to somebody, honestly, I have that urge to want to cancel. Like, I can't do this. Like, I'm so tired. I was just in the bathroom throwing up. I'm just being real and raw with you guys. Like, this is my life right now, right? Being pregnant. And yet something happens, and I consider it a miracle. Every single time, I don't cancel, first of all. I don't do that, right? So I go. And every time without fail, I come home happier and feeling stronger. It's like for that time period, I was able to forget how sick I felt for that time. And it happens every single time, and I'm so grateful for it because that is where our joy is, right? We think outside of ourselves, and we're so focused on somebody else that we forget ourselves. And that is what makes this whole thing so wonderful, is those connections. So fill your social calendar. That is your job over the next 90 days, is filling that calendar with conversations and get-togethers. And there are no rules as to what that looks like. It's going to look different every day, all day. And every single one of you, it's going to look different, right? There's no rule. So just have fun with it. For a few minutes, I did want to talk about connections because that's what we're doing this week. And I know that is a trial or a struggle for some of you. Now, connections aren't easy, but again, they are very, very simple. It's simply just going outside yourself and getting uncomfortable. All right, so this week, I'm just going to share a few examples of what I'm doing right now to create those connections. This week, I just went through my phone and I started reaching out to people. Hey, you want to get together? You want to do this? You want to do that? You want to come over for a game night? I have 2 couples coming over this next Saturday. And one of the guys at a church event had said something like, they're twin brothers. I don't know him very well, but he, you know, when I was like, well, how do you guys, you look identical. And he's like, well, I'm the fat one. Right? That's what he said. He might be maybe 5 pounds heavier. It's really hard to tell. Right? But so I sent his wife a message and I said, hey, let's do a game night. I would love for you and your in-laws to come. It'd be so much fun. And she said, yes, yes, yes. And I said, and I have to say, your brother-in-law considers himself the fat one. You know I do Isagenix. I would love to do like a little health challenge. Wouldn't that be fun? And whoever wins, I'll take him to dinner and a movie. And they're all doing it. They're so excited. So they're getting on the Isagenix train. They're going to drink the Kool-Aid, as you guys keep saying, right? Simply because we've reached out. I have a hair appointment this morning. I simply texted her when she confirmed, and I said, hey, can I bring you some samples? I want to talk to you about Isagenix. And she said, yes, of course. Who's going to turn down samples, right? Okay. So this just simply means that in every conversation, every connection, you're being proactive and sharing what you have. Because the next 90 days means having a lot of conversations about Isagenix. Not just connections and friendships, but intentional conversations about something in Isagenix. All right? Good? Okay, so we're going to have intentional conversations this week. Lots of them. Okay. All right. So, Barb, do you want to explain what our month calendar is going to look like as we go through the 90-day action? Or Danny, you can.
There we go.
Right now. There you go.
Let my blender finish.
You only need 5 seconds.
Okay. Every other week, we are going to have this Zoom call. So our first one is the 26th. It'll be in the event tabs. I'm going to set up an event for each Thursday. Okay. So it'll be Thursday night at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. For those of you in Arizona, that's 8:30. Okay. And for those on the East Coast, it's 10:30, unfortunately. Okay. So we're going to record them and post them in the event so that you can watch them when you wake up in the morning. So,
they'll only be posted for 24 hours, just so everybody knows.
Okay. So then the in-between weeks, we're going to do our first Zoom is the 26th. So the next week, which is your first week in February, plan a launch party. Okay, so you need to plan it now to give people plenty of notice. Okay, so if you don't have a lot of people in your area, but you have more contacts virtually, then do a Zoom launch. And if you need help with that, we are here to help you. So we do that every Tuesday night anyway. So every Tuesday night at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time in our Come Vibe with Our Tribe, everyone should be in there because it's a great tool. All you have to do is invite your prospects and let them listen. And then they can ask your questions when they're done. This week, coming up next Tuesday, is Barb Oviatt and her husband. Barb owns a fitness studio just outside of Spokane, Washington. And she is our upline, one of our main upline, and she is a millionaire. So it will be exciting for her to share her story and the products. Okay, I'm getting an echo. Is that okay? Can you guys hear me?
We're going to try to fix that.
Okay.
Yeah, and Barb is, I don't know how old she is. She looks so young, but I know she's...
I'm 63. Oh, Barb Oviatt. I think she's younger than I am. I think she's like 58 or so.
Okay.
Okay. So she's going to do healthy aging and weight loss because that's our emphasis for January. And then the other week that we have open, which will probably be the third week in February coming up, will be you need to give an opportunity meeting. And the opportunity meeting is real important, and we're updating the slides to give to everyone. Should we post those in the files?
Yes.
Okay. So that you have slides to help guide you in building up the belief in the company and the industry as a whole, in addition to the products. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to present the business side of it. And Danny, who's on the Zoom, is working on memorizing her script because she didn't realize there was a script for you share, they share, repeat. And it's real important that you know that script forwards and backwards, inside and out. And yes, you're going to make it your own. But it's really important because you have to share this opportunity because what's the first major objection they have? Oh, that's too expensive. I can't afford it. Well, yes, you can. Would you rather spend a week in the hospital recovering from your heart attack? No. So, it's real important that you guys share the opportunity to get their products paid for. And not only that, but the retention goes up as soon as you get someone rank advanced to manager. And their order basket is more. So your BV goes up. So it's a win-win for everybody. and you need to share the opportunity. Don't be shy about it. A lot of people say, well, I'm not going to do that. Well, yeah, most of us sign up for the product. We don't want to share, but you feel so good. You do want to share. Look at me. I'm so hyped this morning. I haven't even had my recovery shake. So, it's to have everyone feel, and I think Delray Messer said it the best, like you swallowed a rainbow. That's how you feel. You walk around with this glow and you feel so good. You just want to pass that on to everybody. So that's how our week's going to go. We're going to have a Zoom. We're going to have a launch. We're going to have a Zoom. We're going to have an opportunity meeting. And we're going to repeat that all the way through the 12 weeks.
I think something that we've talked a little bit about, your areas that you're in, you can work together on these launch parties and opportunity meetings. Like if all of us individually have a launch party in Queen Creek, then, we're each going to have 5 people. But if we get there and we pull together for some of these, then, we'll have 50 people there. And it feels like more people are involved when there's a bigger crowd. Like it's something that people want to be a part of when they see big numbers. So if you pull your areas together, we have people in North Mesa, we've got people in Wyoming, we've got people in Australia. So our team is big, but let's post your events on the page so that we know somebody else is having a party or an opportunity meeting that I can send my people to, and then that way we're continue to work together.
Okay, now with that being said, the commitment that you're all making for that second week each month for having a launch party is that you're committing to being a part of it, not just a participant that shows up at somebody else's party, but you're a participant. So if you're going to go to somebody else's party, you're going to call them beforehand. You're going to say, hey, Debbie, I'm coming to your party. How can I help? I'd love to share my story. I would love to bring maybe some samples. Like, how can I participate and make it a better party for you? Okay, so nobody's just showing up. This is a 90-day action plan. We're all taking action. There's no followers here. Okay, so I love the idea of combining your strengths and your energies and grouping together in local areas. Like we said, do it through Zoom if you don't have anybody local to you. But also, if you go to Isagenix Business on Facebook, you're going to find other teams in your area. You just simply need to reach out and find them. They're there, all right? Unless you live in Timbuktu, which there's probably somebody there too. Who knows, right? So reach out and let's find where you need to be. Okay, we got 2 of Cindy. We got a shot of her cell phone and a shot of her face.
Okay, and then the other thing is if you can't find people in your area, call your sales rep. And if you don't know who your sales rep is for Isagenix, call customer service. They'll find out for you. Because we've got Donovan helping us put one together for Super Saturday for February. So that'll be our first one in San Antonio. So yay. Okay.
Okay, Nicole's question was, is it aligned with Isagenix? Everything we're doing is aligning with the 90-day action plan that Isagenix is already doing. As a business, launch parties are a weekly occurrence, right? There's going to be an emphasis through Isagenix for a launch party week, but we already know that this is a weekly action that we should be taking, right? So if that means just going to lunch with 4 or 5 women and that's your launch party, great. If it means, going and hitting the tee with 2 or 3 guys, then that can be your launch party. You just got permission. All right? So just make it what you want. But on the emphasis, the Isagenix, launch party week, obviously it'll be a little bit bigger. Okay, the opportunity meeting will be a combined effort of a lot more leaders getting together. So let's start organizing that right away in your areas. Reach out to us, let us know where you're at. And I posted the dates, but again, Barb's going to be posting all that in the page. Good? Okay, so lastly, before we get off here, and we're going to answer some questions, but lastly, I was talking to Cindy's husband, Max, is my brother, and he is a trainer in his company. He has a very high position in First America in Texas, and he has a lot of great stuff that he'll be sharing with us in the future. I know that he'll be training one of our nights He'll be one of our trainers. But I wanted to just go over one thing that he and I discussed this last week. And it was simply, first and foremost, knowing what your goal is and what work it's going to require to get there, but also understanding and knowing your non-negotiables. And we've talked about this a lot in our team. We've talked about the rule of 5, like the 5 things you do every day to reach your goals. But I want to take a different track right now with just you guys in this 90-day action plan. And I want to discuss just a few non-negotiables. All right. And I don't take that word lightly. When I say non-negotiable, I mean, these are the things that we have to decide to do as a group, right? If we're comparing this to tug of war, like these are the things that are going to help us pull together rather than pull at different speeds and at different times and we all fail, right? So you're probably already going to know a few of these, but first and foremost is you have to post in your product page every day. All right. And I don't know where you guys all are at, but wherever your product page is, you must post every day. And obviously what comes with that is adding new people to that product page consistently, right? Every day if possible. All right. 2 things happen. 1, you're adding energy to the group by adding people. That's adding value, right? 2nd, every single time you post, your people see you. And I want you to really understand this because I think some of you are missing the boat here. The way Facebook works, if you add somebody to, let's say, Together Strong, for example, and I'm posting and Danny's posting and Barb is posting, they don't see anything in Together Strong. They're not seeing it. Just because you add them to the group doesn't mean they're seeing stuff. It's when you start posting because you added them. When you post, now they start seeing stuff. Okay? Does everybody understand that? All right, that's why we tell you you have to post, because we want your people to see what's actually happening in that group. Same thing with Come Vibe with Our Tribe, which is our combined group effort, right? Barb already talked about it. Okay, so you must post in there. All right, don't make this harder than it has to be. Just cross post. And everything you're doing, just share the post with your different groups. So it can happen in a few minutes. We're not talking about a lot of time here. Okay, but you must post every day.
Is everyone here in Come Vibe? Is there someone that's not?
Let Barb know if you're not, and we'll make sure that between Barb and Eric that you guys get added to that group.
It is a shared page by all. It's a one-team page, and we trust you to work with your prospects and your prospects alone. If you see someone that's reaching out in Come Vibe, you need to find out who put them in there. Okay.
Awesome. All right. So the second part of posting in your product pages is taking a few minutes, depending on your calendar and what time that you're, right? We talked about goals. If your goal is 5,000 a month, then you're probably going to be spending half an hour doing this each day. If your goal is getting your products paid for, maybe you're spending 5 minutes, right, doing this each day. All right. Your goals are going to depend on how much work you do, but we want to make sure that you're spending your time wisely and efficiently to grow your business and not wasting time. So every day you should be spending time in that product page commenting on other people's posts. All right. Now, liking is not really commenting. Liking a post doesn't do very much, right? I mean, I guess some people get excited when they have a lot of likes. I don't care about likes. What I care about is what are the responses that we're getting, right? Especially when somebody's reaching out for help. We want them to get flooded with support, all right? If it's a motivational post, if it's just a product post, you know, it can be really simple, like, yes, I love that too, or I like this flavor, whatever. But if it's a I'm introducing myself, or I'm asking for help, or it's my first cleanse, that person should get an overwhelming response from the entire group with love. So here's the deal. If you have half an hour, I'd rather you spend 20 minutes, you know, doing really good, inspired, thoughtful comments than 100 likes and great job, good job, go for it, right? Because that's what people care about. They want to know that you read the post, you thought about it, and you're commenting from your own experience. Okay? Are we on the same page here? Awesome. Great. So I check that page at least 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening before I go to bed, right before I shut down my technology. I just check and I just make sure that everybody who needs to be taken care of is taken care of. Okay, if we're all doing that, can you imagine the energy and the support that page is going to feel? Okay, cool. So I'm not going into it too much, but the second really non-negotiable is doing the same thing in your business pages. Okay, so wherever you're at. If you're a part of our incentives and a part of our action plan, you must be posting in Together Strong Pro. Okay, that has to happen because if we're giving you energy, you have to give us back energy. All right, we're working as a team here. So if you're a part of our incentives again and these trainings, make sure you're posting in the Pro page. And that's simply going to be, what are you learning? What conversations are you having? What did you take away from the trainings that Isagenix is doing on their weekly calls and webinars? Right? What are you learning? How are you growing? Did you have an enrollment? Did you make a consultant? Are you celebrating a consultant? Right? You're posting daily what your takeaways are. And same thing, you should be commenting on other people's posts. All right? Are we good here? Awesome. Good. Having a little discussion right here for you guys.
Sorry.
Go for it.
I just wanted to talk about, so we have all these things going and everybody's excited right now. In 3 weeks, some of you might be experiencing some burnout, right? You might be saying it's not working for me, or I'm not enrolling, the number of people I thought I was, or I'm posting in all these pages, and don't overdo it, because we have to remember that Isagenix is supposed to be fun. So the minute you start feeling stressed out, reach out to your accountability partner, reach out to your leader, somebody, and let's have a discussion on, why are you feeling burned out? Maybe you're spending too much time, more than you planned. So that's a good time to reevaluate your goals. Maybe you want to adjust your goals. You also might be able to find, that in a few weeks, that it's, for some of you, it might be easier than you thought. So just remember that. Just if you start feeling that stress, like it's too much or there's too much going on, reach out to people so that we can have a discussion and reevaluate where you're at.
Yeah, and I think the reevaluation is the big key there, because the reality is that if you're in the right accountability group with the right goals and the right daily actions, you should be going good and smooth this whole challenge, just having fun, pushing yourself and growing. It's when we do a couple different things that we feel burnout. One, we check out. We're not engaged in our group. We're not engaged in this group. We're just not engaged. When we start hiding and pulling back, that's when we typically get burnt out. So we need each other, right? We need each other. The second part is if you're doing a lot of actions that aren't efficient, right? You're wasting time in the wrong areas. That'll cause burnout. I'll use Kenya as an example because I can't see her face right now, so she can't scare me. You can't lose over 400 pounds in this company without everybody reaching out to you. All right. So for a long time there, she was doing a lot of helping with everybody else. She was helping other teams. She was helping them enroll people. She was getting on calls with their people. 24/7, she was on the phone helping other people. That is beautiful. I love that she was doing that, but it was causing her burnout because she wasn't getting anything back. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? Right? So we have to stay balanced, right? We have to spend our time in the right areas. It's great to help other people, but as long as it's balanced with what you're doing, your goals are, and what you need to be doing in order to grow, okay? So let's just stay balanced. And then obviously the third part, like Danny already talked about, I won't go into, is just simply, if you know your goals, if you're feeling burnt out, maybe you're just either not working hard enough, because inactivity causes burnout, believe it or not. When you're not actually working, and you just feel stress and guilt, that causes burnout faster than anything else, right? When you're just not doing the do, or when your goals are too big, right? When your goals are too big for what's actually going to happen, right? Maybe you're setting your sights too high, and we don't want to set you up for failure. Okay, so everybody raise your hand if you agree, if you commit to I hear baby. For reaching out when you need to reevaluate because you're struggling. If something's going wrong, you've got to reach out so we can reevaluate, okay? Raise your hand if you commit to that. I know I'm going to. Awesome. Okay, sweet. Well, I think that was everything we wanted to cover. Barb? Was that everything, hun?
Yes. The whole key is the stress that we feel is self-induced stress. It's not us putting pressure on you. You're doing it to yourself. So take a breath, step back, and reevaluate where you are. And just know that you're enjoying this.
Yes, exactly. Awesome. Okay, Nicole, are you raising your hand? You're good? Hi, 10. Awesome, guys. Well, I am seriously so excited. I mean, when I think back at my first 90-day, like, I had no clue what it was going to do. I had that, big goal that Danny didn't believe was possible. Sorry, but he didn't. Throwing one of the bus right now. I had a goal. But for those of you that don't have a lot of support, I want you to remember what I just said. I had a goal, and he didn't believe it was possible.
Whoa.
Now he wasn't negative. He didn't say you can't do this, but in his head, he tells me later that he just didn't believe it was possible. All right. So I had to run on my own journey, and he joined me. Okay. All right. Just remember that as you're dealing with your families. Okay. Don't feel bad. We've already admitted it. We'll talk about this later.
I love you, Danny.
Okay, so it's going to be really exciting, and it's what you believe you can do. I know that you guys can do this if you do the work. You have to get out. You have to follow the roadmap Isagenix has given us. What more can they do for us? I mean, they're hand feeding us. It blows my mind what they continue to do and to improve in this company. I mean, not only do we have the most incredible products, but they're just laying it out for us and just saying, if you do the work, just do this, you're going to be successful, right? And so this is what the next 90 days is proving to yourself, can you stay the course? Can you get on this track and just stick it through to the very, very end? At the end of this 90 days, can you finish? I know you can. I also know it's really hard. I'm looking at enough people here in this group that I know well. I'm looking at Alyssa and Nicole particularly, all right, because this is kind of our wheelhouse. But I know enough people that have been in enough races, enough competitions, enough workouts that 3/4 through, you would just rather just quit. And you're going, why am I doing this? Am I insane? Like, why did I sign up for this crap? Like, is this fun? Is this really fun? Is this really what I want to do? And then you catch that next breath of wind, and you're just like on top of the world, and you're invincible, and you're so glad because you can see the finish line. And when you get to that finish line, it's indescribable how good you feel, right? Because you did it. And it's not just because you finished, but it's because you pushed through when you thought about quitting. And you can look back and go, what was I thinking? Why would I quit? Like, what in the world was I thinking? Yes, I love this. This is amazing. This is incredible. That's how I feel about the Isagenix journey. All right, for me. There is no doubt that we are in love with these products. They have changed our lives. And like Alyssa said, I am where I was 3 years ago. Not 100%, not mentally, right? I still have some muscle mass at least. But emotionally, I am going through a lot of the same stuff right now that I was over 3 years ago. And yet I'm in a different place because of this company. I'm in a totally different place because of this company. I have hope. I already have an answer. 3 years ago, I was hopeless. I was disconnected. I had no idea where I was going to turn. Now I feel horrible, but I know what tomorrow looks like. I know where I'm going. I know that I have an answer, and I know I'm going to rebound real quick, right, when this baby comes, right? And on the way, I have all of you. I have my support. I have my husband, all right? So that's what we're looking at. Does everybody understand where we're going here?
Yeah, I am so excited to see all these faces. This just warms my heart. And I want to give a huge shout out to Eric. I think he has 5 people here. You got Tammy and Stacy and Julie and Chris. I am just so excited for this group. Thank you, Eric, for all the energy you've brought into this team.
Listen, just real quick. I just sent out invites, right? Every one of Tammy and all these people that showed up, they made a decision to get on this call today. So the congrats goes out to them. I just sent out an invite. So you give a message to someone, you invite them in, and then you release yourselves from the outcome. And it's awesome. So, but you have to talk to people and you have to invite people first. You have to share first and then allow them to make the decision. So for everyone that I had a conversation with about this group that's on right now, like, I'm crazy happy about it. So
it's very exciting.
I love it. All right.
So thank you all for showing up and wanting to be real. So.
Okay. Any questions? Any last thoughts?
I'll share one last thing.
It's like Mr. Talkie today. I love it.
At NYKO, David Norrie talked about consistency through the roller coaster of life. He talked about dealing with parents' illness and people passing away. One of their parents passing away. Sickness with cancer, a pregnancy with his wife, moving 4 times in 5 years. So just consistency and doing the things. So as you plan your goals, as you pick where you want to be, what group you want to be in, think about those things that, okay, if something comes up, can I still do this? Can I be consistent with the goals that I've set? Can I consistently do these things? And I think that's a big key to our goals is don't do something this week that's going to overload you that you cannot keep doing the rest of the time. So really think about that commitment. Really think about that goal. And if your goal is big and it looks like you don't have time for it, maybe you need to adjust or sacrifice something else in your life and say which one of these is more important and evaluate that. But make sure that what you're doing can be consistent.
I think we're going to end on that because that was perfect. All right. I'm going to unmute everybody. We love you guys. Have a fabulous weekend. I'm so excited to hear what you guys learned from Monday's Isagenix training. Please share those things. We'll be going over them on Thursday, as well as some really important things. I'm excited for next Thursday. All right.
I think our sales reps all have calls going out on Wednesday, too.
Mm-hmm.
So hope you're tuned into those.
Okay. Bye, baby.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
great. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
We'll see you guys.